Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Secret Cellar, the first and only comedy club in Iceland. So, this being a comedy club, this is actually me on stage telling you that it's 15 minutes till the show starts. It's a 15-minute announcement. That also means there are 15 minutes of happy hour. So happy hour ends when the show starts. So, we also have to go over a couple of rules. It is actually just one rule and a couple of announcements. So, rule number 1, absolutely no heckling during the show. That means shouting something at the comedians, interrupting the show in any way, or talking during the show. With the talking during the show, this being a show, that I've said now more than a couple of times, we don't go to a theater and when the actor goes to be or not to be, we don't shout out, "What's the fucking question?" It's funny, but it's not allowed. It's not allowed. So, with regards to talking during the show, we're actually live streaming tonight's show. So, we're live on YouTube right now. Hello, YouTube. Don't worry, if you don't want to be seen in frame, the camera is right above the stage and it's pointing towards the stage, and it only gets the comedian on stage. Yes. So, we have a non-enforced 2-drink minimum at the bar, which basically means we ask you guys politely to at least buy 2 drinks at the bar. It doesn't really concern us that much. The only thing that it is basically, if you don't, the person sitting next to you just knows that you're an asshole. It's up to you if you want the person sitting next to you to know that you're an asshole. Otherwise, you can just basically be an asshole to yourself. As you notice, this door has been locked and chained up. So during the show, this door will be closed and locked. If you need to leave at any variation of the show, you can do that by using the middle exit over there. That leads up to the craft bar and out the front. Same for smoking and doing drugs. Yes. I forget something? I might be, and might not be. Yeah. Yeah, with regards of talking during the show, live stream, stuff like that, the crowd is mic'd. So basically there are microphones in the ceiling and by the speakers in the ceiling, and talking during the show kind of disrupts the stream and kills the experience for people watching at home. Yes. So, 12 minutes till the show starts. So, 12 and a half minutes till the show starts. "11 minutes till the show starts." Alright, enough of this. Gotta serve beer at the bar, apparently. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Secret Cellar! Are you guys ready for a night of comedy? Come on guys, it's Friday night. Are you guys ready for a night of comedy? So welcome to the stage, the host of the Not So Secret Friday show, Gísli Jóhann!
Welcome to the Not So Secret Friday show. Can we start tonight off? Can we start tonight off by getting a huge round of applause for you beautiful people for being here on a Friday night? Let's hear it from you. It's a packed room. This is awesome. You're a wonderful audience. I can tell already. You guys are great. And welcome all of you. Welcome to the Secret Cellar. Quickly, by maybe a round of applause. Who is here for the first time? Very first time. Great. Wonderful. You guys never been here before? No? First time here at the Secret Cellar? I'll let you in on something, okay? So this place is called the Secret Cellar, right? Here's the thing. This is my theory. I don't think this place is called the Secret Cellar because the cellar itself is much of a secret. Obviously not. All of you fuckers found it, right? I think, and this is my theory, I think this place is called the Secret Cellar because this cellar, it has a secret. Yeah, a secret, a dark, dark secret. You see, this wasn't always this fine establishment, the Secret Cellar. No, I like how you laughed at fine establishment. Thank you. But this wasn't always the Secret Cellar, ladies and gentlemen. This place used to be called Strawberries. Oh, freaking visitor, I like it. Okay, sorry. No. I know some of you are probably thinking, oh wow, strawberries, huh? It was named after a sweet, succulent fruit. This must have been a classy establishment, right? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. This guy knows it was not at all. Do we happen to have any Americans in here? Yeah? You too, yeah? Yeah, so I probably don't have to ask, but you guys have heard of strip clubs, right? Right? You see, in Iceland, we can't have strip clubs. They're illegal. They are illegal. We ban them because we're a progressive country, right? We're a progressive country. We treat our women, I was going to say equally, but fairly. So we ban strip clubs. They're illegal. Can't have them. Yeah, it's fair to some people, I guess. No, okay, hang on. Okay, so we banned strip clubs, but we found a way around it. Okay? You see, we found a way around it. We just call them champagne clubs. Yeah, so we're progressive but smart. Yeah, that's how it works. I will admit, a champagne club is slightly different from a strip club. Okay, slightly different. You still have scantily clad women who walk around, but they will not talk to you at all. They will not show you any attention at all, unless you buy them copious amounts of very, very expensive alcohol. It's a lot like my relationship with my mother, in a way. Scantily clad. It's kind of weird because she works here. So this does feel like home. It's good. A lot of Christmas memories from here. It was good. It was nice. But they, obviously, since they took over the place, they had to change it up a little bit. They had to hide the past away. You know, so they changed some things. And, for example, they put up these drapes. These drapes are a recent addition. I shit you not. These did not come with the place. They're stained already. I don't know how that happens in a comedy club. These are these very red, velvety, strip club-esque drapes are a new addition. It feels like I'm about to introduce someone on stage called Candy Crush. You know what I mean? A little bit. And the walls used to just be completely bare, like the women. But they've they've changed it up a little. They went with this style. I don't know what this is called, like unfinished finished sauna. I think that's what they were going for. A little bit. I kind of wish like I could have sat in on that meeting when they decided on the drapes. They put up the drapes and they were like, "This is great. Okay, what to do with the walls?" And one guy at the meeting just went, "Wood!" And the other was like, "What? What do you mean? Like parquet paneling? Something classy like the drapes?" "No, just wood! Just oddly cut planks of wood!" And that's what they went with. That was the best. I think this is actually a close-up of all the cocaine they were on as they were designing this place. I like it, it's good. It's wonderful, but they didn't change everything. And if you look up to the ceiling, you can actually see there's like there's a horseshoe outline in the ceiling. And that's where the catwalk was. Yeah. And right up here, right above you, sir, you can see there's like a little nubbin over there. You see it? Yeah, that's where the pole came down. Yeah. Or the Russian or Lithuanian was. Sad, but true. So quickly, by a round of applause, who in here doesn't speak Icelandic? Some of you? You raised your hand. You don't speak English either. I like it. That's good. That's wonderful. You don't speak Icelandic? Why? Because it's very easy. That's why you don't do it. Liar. Hey, okay. If you don't speak Icelandic, any of you in here, here's the thing. I'm happy for you. I'm honestly happy for you. Because that means you didn't waste your time learning a dead language. Okay? And Icelandic people get a little angry at me when I say that. They go, "No, it's not a dead language. It's not." But here's the thing, and you can check me on this. More people in the world, the entire world, speak Latin. Latin. The dead language of the Romans. And actually, more people in the world speak Danish. And that's not even a fucking language, okay? So it's insane. You guys ready to get the show on the road? Yeah! God, this is going to be good. This is going to be a good night, guys. We have 9 amazing comedians coming on stage tonight. All of them are amazing. They're here to entertain you people. The show is going to run about 90 minutes, give or take 2 hours. But there's not going to be a break at any moment during the show. If at any moment you want to stand up and you want to exercise your God-given right to go over to the bar and buy alcohol, I implore you, do so. And if anyone stands in your way, I will fight them personally, okay? But ladies and gentlemen, let's get the first comedian on stage tonight. He asked me specifically to tell you guys that he just came back from Finland. Why anyone would want to tell people that, I don't know. But I'm a good guy, and I just do what I'm said. So here's the first comedian of tonight. And I'm so excited, because this guy is actually my favorite comedian in Iceland. So please, everyone, give a huge warm welcome to the very funny Gísli, everyone!
All right, Secret Cellar, how's everybody doing tonight? Of course, Gísli, you haven't been to Finland. That's why you need to make sure that they're all involved. You saw how fucking depressed those people were. They actually make us look like we're from Miami. Awesome. This is great. This is great. You guys having fun so far? Ah, nice Friday crowd. I love it. Let's get a little readout on the room here. So we got Icelanders. I was like, wow, this is going to be the first night we haven't done that. That's great. It's good to see that Icelanders are back employed. Tourists, of course. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we do this in English for many reasons. One of you guys have heard Icelandic being spoken. Íslenska mjög hart erfitt tungumál margir. Like, that is not a language made for comedy or lovemaking or anything pleasant. So that's. But where are you guys from? Just shout out some countries. Sweden? Egypt? All right, Egypt, Sweden. Canada? I love how everyone just did that at the same time. I think that's why the UN doesn't get anything done. They're like, I matter! It's awesome. Egypt, welcome, salam alaikum. Awesome. No, this is great. Now the thing is, like, all the comedians here, I'll just let you know how this works. All the comedians here, we actually do love the tourists because you guys show up to the shows, and we have a great time afterwards. But I'll be honest with you, man. There's the comedians. We this is how we get our career started. We go on stage, do free shows for mostly pissed off, drunk, angry tourists who are only here because, let's be honest, they all had their Northern Lights tours canceled. And we always know that's the reason too, because there's always like one American in the back who's like, I don't understand, why do they just turn them on? Also, if I'm staying at the Grand Hotel, where can I go see the volcano? I want to throw a penny in it, make a wish. Like, throw yourself in it, make us a wish. No, we do love tourists, though. We do love to. I'll be honest, there's a lot of controversy in Iceland about tourism. Well, I think we have 350,000 Icelanders, and I think for last year we took in 3.1 million tourists for the whole year. I don't know why you're applauding that. No, that's why it's controversial. Yeah, we enjoy the money, but it's also why your Airbnb costs more than your car. So that's, but like my grandma, she doesn't really like the tourists. Every time we have dinner parties, she just goes on a rant after 4 or 5 beers. She's like, I don't even recognize my own country anymore. I cannot even walk down the elevator without hearing somebody speaking outlandish. My grandma, that's not a word. Also, good thing you mentioned that, because I used to live in Edinburgh, Scotland, and thanks to EasyJet and their €50 return plane tickets, I couldn't walk down Princess Street without hearing, "Oh, goodness! Are you seeing how cheap everything is? Shipka, have you been to H&M? I bought 15 shirts. Okay, 2 o'clock, Dættumíða." It's my favorite Icelandic euphemism ever. You guys know that, right? Dættumíða. If you tourists want to learn any Icelandic, it's that. The euphemism in Iceland for getting drunk is Dættumíða. Fall into it. You can really tell how a country handles alcohol by language, right? Americans like, yeah, man, let's get shit-faced. British people like, yeah, mate, let's get fucking wankered. What about you, Iceland? What do you do? Oh, we just fall down. Wasting no time there, Great though. No, I'm actually trying to cut back a little bit on my drinking. I realize most people do stuff when they're drunk. Some people drunk text, drunk dial. Apparently what I do as a comic, I drunk book shows. I'm not making this up. I was in Ukraine last year headlining a show in Kiev I don't even remember booking. I just showed up there 3 weeks after the thing and I was like, oh, hey, great, the country's under martial law. Russia's about to invade. I asked the guy who booked me, hey, Vasil, listen, I don't want to be that guy, but am I walking into a war zone here? It's like, no, it is okay. Right now, war only on the water. Okay, what about the show, though? Is there something I shouldn't say on stage? Maybe do not talk about the East versus West issue of Ukraine. Can I make fun of Russia? Yes! Oh, please! He likes this. But the thing is, one of the things I've learned, from all these countries I've done is that, tonight we have all different nationalities, right? And we're all gonna have fun after the show. And I keep thinking to myself, how is it that we as a society can always get along regardless of, nationalities, but world leaders can't? And I think it's just that we're getting drunk. We're just falling into it, right? So I thought to myself, how about for 1 year we just go ahead and give this a try? Just get the UN drunk, right? Imagine this, have Britain, Russia, France, China, everybody knocking back pints. I haven't worked out all the details yet. I'm sure Russia gets a little too belligerent after their 9th shot of vodka. Starts going after America. Listen, America. In the Russia, we're tired of hearing about these allegations of hacking your election. We don't even know how democracy works. Well, that's just because you're not freedom, This is not adjective, comrade. Look, America is just trying really hard right now to defeat ISIS and do the economy and just make America great again. And you're just making it really hard. Nobody even wants to immigrate to America anymore. Yeah, right, see, that's the problem, mate. So all these immigrants coming over there, right, speaking Muslim, right, see, that's why right now we're working with the DUP in Northern Ireland to try to stop these migrants from coming here, eating our steak pies and drinking our flat as fuck beers. That's what we believe, ain't that right, Northern Ireland? We don't even believe in abortions. And while we're on the subject, we're not too keen on that whole evolution thing either. I think it might be a plot by the Catholic Church to convert monkeys. Right. Both of you can get the fuck right. All you're doing is instigating more violence. Scotland didn't need any more religious violence. We already have Glasgow. You know what? You guys are all just fake news. I'm so tired of fake news. I don't know what to do with it anymore. Oh, sure, man. 我告诉你，在我们中国 sorry. Inside China, we just take a fake news and just shoot them. Really? That sounds like waste of bullet. In Russia, we just poison them like crazy housewife. China, do you not use the poison? Only to make toys. Yeah, we heard about your poisoning Russia, and you better stop it or we're gonna kick your ass. Yes, please, invade Russia. That plan has never failed. Yeah, we're gonna get our friends with us, right, friends? Oh mon Dieu, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Have you not read Napoleon? Écoutez-moi, c'est pas possible. Also, the France does not fight the wars. We just go to the cafe to have sex, no? Alright, fine, be that way. Germany, what about you? Yeah, the thing about that is, we're still paying for the last time we tried that, so, Dankeschön, aber we're just gonna go back to making the techno music. 안녕선삼 김정일산 반세요. Yeah, right. I think someone needs to call North Korea a taxi. Yeah, North Korea is such a goddamn lightweight. Hey, is anybody driving in here? Oh, Colombia, you said you had a car, right? Todos ustedes son hijos de putas, putas gringos, putas Naciones Unidas, todos al plan de no hacer nada aquí. En Colombia damos dos opciones, plata o yeah, right, he's fucked as well, mate. Listen, I think it just might be time to head back to the hotel. What? Go home? But it is only 4 a.m. In Iceland, nobody goes home until 8 a.m. Jesus Christ, Iceland, why do you drink so much? Very simple. In Iceland, when you're drunk, you don't realize it's your cousin. Secret Cellar, you guys have been absolutely amazing. And it's been Helge Steiner. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Something so small be so loud. It's so amazing. I love it. Next comedian coming on stage, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to do it on with the butter like we say in Iceland, and this next comedian loves butter. And he's also my favorite comedian in the city. So please give it up for the very funny Mr. Hugh Coverdale-Jones, everyone!
Yeah, hi. Hugh. Yeah, nice to see you all, I guess. It's jumper season again, this is my favourite look, and as you can tell, I'm ecstatic. But yeah, I'm Hugh, and I started doing stand-up comedy because I don't know how to express my emotions. I'd love to tell you how that feels. Yeah, I'm English though, yay! England, yay! Yay! I come from the north of England too. Yeah, the north of England, yay! Cold weather, yay! Hugh, where do you live now? Somewhere that's actually in the north, yay! What does that mean, Hugh? Well, I live in Reykjavik now, and it's in the real north, guys. What do you mean, Hugh? Well, it's got northern lights. Sometimes. So I think that makes it the true north, you know. They always get sad at this point. And they say, Hugh, do they have anything in common with us in the true north? And I say, yeah, no, they do. Up here in Reykjavik, everyone's parents are also divorced. So yeah, I'm English. It's okay to hate the English. It is okay to hate the English if you're Welsh, you're Scottish, you're French, you're English, you know. It's okay to hate the Danish. Found that out when I moved here, but yeah, it's okay to hate the Danish if you're Icelandic, Swedish or Norwegian, Faroese, whatever that is. It's okay to hate Americans. There's no if in this point. That's cheap though, that's a cheap joke. Cheap joke at the expense of Americans. As a comedian, it's always very easy to get a cheap laugh at the expense of Americans. If you're American, think about why. But I'll explain it as well as I can. Does anyone have a cat? Nice. So look, my beer is precariously placed. Cats, they do that thing sometimes, they want to knock it off the edge, you know? Because they want to see it smash, they want to see the destruction, yeah? That's what it's like when Americans go on holiday to countries that have culture. Don't worry, you're welcome up here. It's Iceland, there's no culture. You know? Inbreeding does not count. And alcoholism is Irish. But, yeah. No, I'm English. I'm not proud of it. I left a long time ago, but I've always been ethnically confused as an Englishman. It's true, it's true. Because my dad is Welsh and my mum is Irish. Which is, of course, just 3 different types of white people. So, don't really know why I keep mentioning it, but I came here to Iceland and they said, hey everyone, I'm 3 types of white people. And they said, up here, that counts as mixed race. Thank you. You could confirm that it is true. Anyway. But yeah, despite being English, I've actually learned languages other than English, even though that's technically illegal where I come from, you know. It's true. I speak Chinese, Mandarin Chinese. And I'll speak South Korean. Well, I speak Korean. South Korean dialect of Korean, you know. And what it is I moved to Beijing, capital of China, in case you don't know, you know. And I thought I need to respect these people. I need to learn their language. Then I moved to South Korea, Jeju Island specifically. And I thought I need to respect these people. I need to learn their language. And then 4 years ago, I moved here. And I thought, these people are white, I don't care what they think. That normally does better. You guys alright? Okay, good. Phew, I thought you'd all disappeared. It's okay. But I grew up on a farm in Wales for a short period of time. It's a sheep farm, you know. And it was an interesting experience for me. Like, I just remember, just basically I'd wake up and I'd start drinking. I'd drink the whole time because there was nothing to do. And at 3 a.m. I'd suddenly sober up in front of a movie. One time that movie was The Wizard of Oz. And it really resonated with me on an emotional level. Because you know, the lion needs courage, and the scarecrow needs a brain, and the tin man needs a heart. What do I need? I thought. Well, I didn't think I was drunk. I said it out loud, really loudly, you know, and woke my mum up. And she came into the living room and said, probably a job. She's a wise woman, my mother, you know. But yeah, before, you know, I had to leave that farm eventually, and there was a long period in my life where I had really bad body image issues, which I have since fixed with this jumper. But before I bought this jumper, I went to the gym, you know, because I'm a skinny guy, and I want to be a muscle guy, right? So I went to the gym, because that's where the muscle guys live, you know. And after about 3 weeks, one of my new muscle guy friends came up to me and he said, Hugh, stop kidding yourself. I said, what do you mean? He said, Hugh, you are not a muscle guy. I said, you're right. He said, Hugh, you are a skinny guy. I said, you're right. I said, you gotta stop doing muscle guy stuff and start doing skinny guy stuff, Hugh. I said, you're right. And then a week later, I started taking heroin. Thanks.
Hugh Cardinal Jones, everyone! Keeping the ball rolling, this next comedian coming up, he's been killing it at our open mics, and now he's here to perform for the best audience in the city. That's you guys. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. I'll be honest with you. He's He's my favorite comedian in the city. So please everyone welcome to the stage the incredibly funny Akkas, everyone!
Hey, how y'all doing? Come on, you can do better than that. Alright, I guess not. But to start with, have any of you been to South Africa? Or anybody from South Africa in here? No? Too cold? Too long of a flight? But when I was young, when I was about 15, I went to a basketball camp in South Africa. And we had one rule. And the rule was that we were not allowed to eat anything unless the Icelandic cook cooked it. But on day 2, we go to a carnival, and I see a lady older than the sun cooking a snake in an oil barrel. And I thought, if you ever gonna eat a snake, this is the country, right? So I did. Go back to the camp, and I don't know, have you ever been punched so hard in your stomach that you can't even fucking speak? The only thing you can do is just like, yeah, I was like that in front of my Icelandic doctor for 4 hours. And in the end, I told him I broke the rule, I ate a snake. And as soon as my Icelandic doctor heard that, he went like, oh shit. I have no idea how to cure that. Since we don't have no snakes in Iceland. So his thing was to call in a local doctor. And when that guy walked in, he looked kind of like kind of like a ooga booga kind of thing. I have no idea if that's offensive or not, but fuck it. But and he started with picking up like 3 brown toothpicks and kind of threw it at my face. And yes, you guessed it, it didn't do anything. But in the end, he mixed up this kind of pink yogurt thing, and I drank that, and I'm just fine. But a year after that, we go to America. And we were allowed to eat wherever we wanted, but it was a different rule. To stay away from the women's. But on day 2, I met a girl. We go back to her place, start making out on her floor for some reason. I don't know what that was about. But you know, usually when you start making out, you start making love. And right before I'm about to come, she picks up a number 2 pencil and stick it right on my ass. And I looked at her and told her, God damn it, that's even worse than eating a snake. And she looked really confused at me and said, what fucking snake? I told her, don't worry about it. I will tell a room full of strangers this later on, and they will know what's going on. But I asked her, like, what are you doing? She said, well, I read it in Cosmopolitan that guys like that. And I was 16. I said, no. Fucking bring that fucking issue over here. I want to read that myself. And I did. It said a finger, which is not a number 2 pencil. Apparently my asshole was not a finger worth. But you know, it felt kind of good though. I mean, even today I can't even take a test without getting an erection. But I read it somewhere that if you want to become master of something, if you want to master something, you have to spend 15,000 hours on it. That's right. We read the same book. And I started thinking, so if I want to master sex after that experience, I would have to start at 18, having sex for 1 hour every day, and from now on, for the next 46 years, and I will master it. But at that time, I'm 69 and nobody want to fucking fuck me. So it seems like a waste of time. But I was reading a book for my niece the other day. And I started reading it because she was going to bed. I was babysitting for my sister. And I pick up a book. It is Goldilocks. You all know Goldilocks, right? No? Nobody heard about Goldilocks? What the fuck? Alright, so she gets lost in the woods, goes into that house, and the only thing I can think is like, oh my god, that's fucking breaking an injury. That's at least 8 to 12 months. And she's really fucking picky too. You know? Oh, this is too cold. This is too hot. No, that's not your food, bitch. Just stop eating it. But hey, that's been my time. Thank you very much. You've been lovely.
Give it up for actors, everyone! Yes! It's wonderful. Wonderful. Goodbye. So yeah, he asked for someone, like, okay, so you guys said you were from Egypt? Right? Wow, that's amazing. What are you doing here? You're asking the same thing? No, I get you. I live here. So Egypt to Iceland, you came here to just experience cold for once? You have the sun all the time, right? Yeah. What's it like?
24 hours. Giant minutes. Actually, we miss it now. We regret the moment.
Yeah. No, honestly though, tell me about the sun. That's what I'm asking about. I want to know all about it. I've heard stories. It is so cold here. It gets so dark here. This isn't a joke. This is a cry for help. Oh, you came in September. Like I said, I get it. Like, it must be like the biggest contrast for you guys. You're visiting. You're here in September. Okay, so you know, maybe you don't know this, but for 3 months a year we get 24/7 daylight, right? Not sun, daylight. Okay, and it's amazing. It's pretty good. It's really nice. It's for 3 months a year. We don't have to take our antidepressants. It's amazing. Sales plummet for 3 months a year. It's incredible. But then 6 months a year, there is no sun whatsoever. It gets so dark and cold. I don't know if you, if you're visiting, I don't know if you knew this, but did you know that because of the lack of sun, did you know they spike our milk? This is true. You said yes, this is true. They spike our milk. The government. They spike our milk. They put vitamin D. Yeah, yes. Yes, they do. They put vitamin D. They put the sun into our milk, so we don't kill ourselves. Again, this is a cry for help. So if you're lactose intolerant, you're fucked. But ladies and gentlemen, next comedian on stage is a great friend of mine. And this is from the bottom of my heart, guys. Would I lie to you? No. From the bottom of my heart. What? Don't put words in my mouth! But she's my favorite comedian in the city. Reason I welcome to the stage. Go good about everyone!
Hello, people. How are we doing? So what's happened so far? I came in kind of late because I was storming Area 51. Not a lot to see, though. Who would have thought? I left my tinfoil hat at home. So Please don't try to steal my thoughts. You probably couldn't tolerate them anyway. Did you know that at the university here, there was a dude that walked into a class and started playing with his little friend? Yeah. And I didn't even know Louis C.K. was visiting. That's weird. Oh, we have some tourists in here. Egypt. Where else? Scotland barely counts. Canada almost kind of doesn't count. I mean, Scotland, when you guys were voting on independence a few years back, I was all ready for you to get independent because there was talk of some increased Nordic cooperation. And I was ready to claim English as a Scandinavian language. That didn't quite take. Canada, huh? Are you a Western Icelander? Or one of those others? Okay, so let's get away from that. Yeah. I've been on a bit of a self-bettering kick recently. Trying to improve my life, find some positive things to do, hang out with positive people. So I'm gonna go into politics. And I've been wrapping my brain, like, what should I focus on? I figured it out. Global warming. I'm in favor. I mean, you would be too if you lived here, because considering the summer we just had, I mean, yeah, release those aerosol camps. No, I mean, last summer was the wettest summer on record. Do you know that? No. Not for me personally. It's fairly dry there. Is anyone here on Tinder? Woo! Oh wow, good crowd. That's the biggest reaction I think I've ever had. I don't know if that's sad. But I was dating this guy I met off Tinder, and then it kind of fizzled, but we had added each other on social media, and I see that he's having a kid. Like all other guys I've slept with. But then, out of the blue, he invited me to the baby naming party. Is that just something people are doing these days? I mean, I always had this fantasy of like a Disney fairy tale thing. I just never thought I would be the witch. But I was in California not too long ago, and I was driving a lot. I was in Orange County, and it was like bumper-to-bumper traffic everywhere I went. And I would just find myself sitting in the car, just yelling, "There's way too many people out here! We need a new plague!" Egypt, you're familiar with that. Back in the day? Moses times? No. No, but Orange County has the highest number of parents that choose not to vaccinate their children. I can't help but think that maybe they're onto something. Are we maybe being too quick to judge? But Americans are not stupid people. Children all over the world are dumb as fuck. But Americans put up warning signs about their kids. If you go into any residential area, you can see them. They're yellow, and they say slow children. All right, guys, you have been beautiful, and I've been talking to Maria.
Talking to Maria, everyone! Yay! All right, that was good, nice. I heard someone mention we were from Canada, Canadians. That's wonderful. Canadians? Nice, wonderful. Welcome. You're welcome. Do you know in Canada? She mentioned it slightly. There's a group of people in Canada, giant population of Canadians who are descendants from Icelandic people. You didn't know that? Okay, so she mentioned Western Icelanders, right? So what happened was in the 1700s, a big volcano blew up or some big whoop, right? And 30,000 Icelandic people went, oh, this is a little bit too much for me, thanks. And they moved to Canada. Yeah, actually, they moved to Canada. They traveled over there. They started their own towns. They have a town called Gimli. Gimli, that's a town. That's actually a town in Canada and not just a dwarf from Lord of the Rings. It's interesting. And like I said, they call themselves Western Icelanders, West Icelanders. Yeah, they have the audacity to call themselves Western Icelanders. You know what we call them? Quitters. They're quitters. They're traitors. They couldn't handle the heat, and they left for Canada. West, shame, absolute shame. But this has been a pretty interesting few years that we've been living in, right? Right? It's been pretty crazy. It's like we're on a little wonky timeline a little bit, right? We had some comeback tours that no one asked for, right? We had the Spice Girls had a comeback tour. That was great. Everyone was so excited. Wasn't really working out having Scary Spice in 2019, right? It's a little weird. We had Guns N' Roses. Axl Rose came back. No one asked for that. No one asked for that. Came for that. Guns N' Roses coming back. The Nazis came back. The Nazis came back. How crazy is that? How did the Nazis make a comeback? How did they not learn their lesson? Who thought that would be like of all the villains to come back, it was the Nazis? Like they didn't get shamed enough globally? You know, like you just like when you want to destroy someone, you call them a Nazi. That's what happens. And they came back. They actually had a Nazi rally here in Iceland. Yeah, Nazi rally. Yeah, 5 guys showed up. 5 guys. None of them blonde. No. None of them a perfect example of the Aryan race, okay? If Hitler had a baseball team, none of them would have gotten picked. But they're doing it. They're doing it. Well, crazy. It's crazy times we live in. The Nazis coming back is so crazy. Because it wasn't the first time. Because what was it, like 4 years ago or something? 2 years ago, was it? When they tried coming back in the States? They came back in Charlottesville? Yeah, right? Charlottesville, Virginia, right? Yeah. What? How? How did they have a meeting? It was like 6 Nazi dudes. One of them goes like, guys, I think we should try again. I think the whole Nuremberg trial things, I don't know. I think we should give it another shot. Let's have it go. Let's just not start globally, okay? I think we overstretched ourselves a little bit last time. Let's start locally. Start with a small town in Charlottesville, Virginia, where they're tearing down they were tearing down a statue of like of Southern general, right, Confederate general Robert Bruce Lee or something. I don't know if he was a Nazi or not, but they were tearing it down. They were really angry about it. They showed up and they like protested it. And then the interviewers came out and they all pretended like they weren't part of the Nazi rally. And the interviewer was like, "Oh, sir, you were heard shouting white power." And the guy was like, no, I really love statues. I love marble. I said, marble rules. Fuck granite. So he was, no one was like, we weren't into it. Iceland has a weird relationship with the Nazis. Kind of weird relationship. Because here's the thing, like, I don't know if you knew this, Iceland was owned by Denmark. Fuck them, right? They were owned by Denmark. And then in 1944, something incredible happened. You see, the Nazis invaded Denmark. Bad news for the Danish, great news for the Icelandic. We were like, oh no, the Nazis have invaded, but in Denmark. Oh, this is great. This is wonderful. They, on one hand, killed all the Jews, but on the other, they invaded Denmark. And we took our independence back as they were busy with the Nazis. It was the ding-dong ditch of independence. Right? We were just busy, they were busy. Right? And Adolf Hitler, we always say, the Icelandic people always go, oh, Adolf Hitler loved Iceland. It's like having a restaurant and getting a 5-star review, right? But it's from the user Third Reich rules. It's kind of hard. But it's good. But even the Nazis came back. Why did the Nazis come back? Why not like the Mongols? Why has no one tried to resurrect the Mongol horde? Why is that not on someone's agenda, right? Like, you're over there in the Middle East. You see there's like a Fox News reporter. He's, so we have a rising situation here in the Middle East. They pan camera to the right, the Mongol herd comes running down the steps. Everyone's panicking, but the Americans in there, and they've built a wall. And the Mongol herd comes to a screeching halt, and they're like, oh, God damn it! A great wall! Our only weakness! Ladies and gentlemen, you ready for the next comedian? Ladies and gentlemen, this next guy is my favorite comedian in the city. Please welcome to the stage, incredibly funny, Mr. Nick Jameson!
Thank you. Hey, I got a bone to pick. Seriously, really though. I'm tired of everybody hating on hipsters. I'll tell you why. Here in Reykjavik, little known fact, we started this shit. Fuck Portland, fuck Williamsburg, we started hipsterism. Check out the beers, check out the clothes, it's been going on for years. We own this shit, we need to support it and not put it down. So me and some of my hipster homies, we're starting a new street gang. The 101 Hipster Crips. Make motherfuckers recognize. I'm a gangster hipster. You can call me a cripster, call me a hamster. I'm a hipster ass gangster. My pants are mad tight, my beard's trimmed right. I'm getting fucked up on Pabst Blue Ribbon tonight. I'm a hipster gangster. I roll Dayton rims on a 92 Toyota, drink fair trade coffee and homemade soda. Homemade, that's made by hoes. I'm a hipster pimp, see? You talk trash, I will sneer at your ass pompously. Say ironic shit that you can't relate to. Blog about your ass till everyone hates you. Smack you down with my wallet chain, knock you unconscious. Pull my horn rims out your ass, fool. You don't want this, I'm a hipster gangster. Now check this out. I send dick pics I take with a Polaroid, bitches. Stick to me with an iPhone, you'll end up in stitches. See, I don't give a fuck, I'm cold as an icicle. Bust a drive-by shooting on my fixed gear bicycle. I'm a hipster gangster. So all you bro-ass, goth-ass, yuppie-ass, hippie-ass, metal-ass wanksters, god damn it feels good to be a hipster gangster. Represent. If we don't stand up to the least among us, who are we? I mean, come on. A lot of you visitors to our fair city have probably heard tales of the notorious downtown Reykjavik nightlife and hookup scene. And if you haven't, I can sum it up for you in one phrase. I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. Or to put it another way, the volume of alcohol consumed multiplied by the degree of hormonal activity in the lower body is inversely proportional to the number of fucks given about quality control. Yeah, got some witnesses. You may well begin your Reykjavik evening with normal, healthy blood levels of discretion, due diligence, common sense, and good taste. But by fucking o'clock a.m., chances are real good that you and or the pitiful excuse for a human being standing in front of you will be thinking, I'm drunk, I'm horny. Ooh, a pulse, you'll do. Now, the song I want to sing for you about this amazing sociological, anthropological phenomenon is written from the female perspective, because Lord knows I have seen far too many of my dear sisters from another mister suffer the most ridiculous indignities at the hands of the absolute dregs of my gender, when their only crime was drinking enough Brenniman shots to kill everybody in here 5 times over. I gotta represent. Now I'm gonna get a weird looking instrument out from behind the stage. Ancient Icelandic instrument. Ando helvitisli. Candy Crush Curtain is massive. Yes, you know, B.B. King had his guitar named Lucille. I have Bergthora Rose Ingrid Cybersdottir. Oh, one more thing. I have never heard country music in Iceland. Never. I think it's been banned. Along with fresh vegetables, lambskin condoms, and the word please. But this song is supposed to be sung by somebody shit-faced drunk, so we're gonna go all Nashville on this sucker. Hope that's okay with y'all. All right, let's do this. I took the bus in from Hafnarfjörður, looking for some fun. Hope to find my Prince Charming. Well, son, you ain't the one. But there's no one here any better. And it's almost 2:30. And I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. Oh, I broke up with my boyfriend not all that long ago. It was 8 o'clock this evening. Yeah, crazy, right? I know. He was a dickhead and a douchebag. And so are you. But I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. I'm horny and drunk. My standards have sunk. That's why I keep on grabbing your junk. You'll last all of 3 minutes, and then you'll be on your way. Oh, men are so useless. I wish I was gay. When I was a young girl, all the cool boys loved me. But now I'm so old. I'm almost 23. My life's in a toilet. Oh, but your dumb ass will see me through. 'Cause I'm drunk, I'm horny. Come here, you'll do. But morning will come and you'll still be napping. I'll look at you a-snoring and think, how the fuck did that happen? Oh, they say love is blind. How I wish that were true. 'Cause I'm getting a headache just looking at you. We'll avoid each other in the supermarket, like folks around these parts tend to do. Soon, you'll forget me, and I'll forget you. But then we'll meet right back here at Secret Cellar Karaoke in a month or two, saying I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. All right, folks, sing it with me one last time. I'm drunk, I'm horny, you'll do. You pathetic, clueless, broke-ass, slob-ass, chlamydia-having, vomit all over your shirt and cocaine dripping out your nose, loser. I'm so drunk, so damn horny. Oh, fuck it, give me another shot. You'll do. Thank you guys, you did fantastic. Thank you so much.
That was awesome. Now the next comedian on stage, he just filmed his special here last night to thunderous applause. He was recently in Sweden where he won awards. He's an awesome guy, but first and foremost, he's my favorite comedian in the city. Please give it up for the very funny Mr. Dan Severn, everyone.
All right, let's hear it for Gísli Jóhann, my favorite host in the city. But anyway, how are we doing? High five for no fucking reason. Thank you. So I actually, someone asked me the other day because I have Tourette syndrome, and someone asked me if Tourette syndrome is contagious. Well, I just gave this guy a high five, so we're going to figure that one out together. I did this at my show last night, and I gave a woman a high five over here. She came up to me after the show and was like, "Oh, it's so funny you did that because I actually already have Tourette's." And I was like, "Damn, that worked fast." But I've been thinking about optimism lately. Like, I love being in Iceland, the land of fettaretast, which is things will work themselves out. I got that shit tattooed on my arm. But I'm still a pessimist, so I got fettaretast kanski, which means things might work themselves out. One of my friends was trying to help me out, though, because one of the tics that I have is my hand shakes a lot like this. And it's very common with people with Tourette syndrome that we try to suppress our tics by, like, tensing muscles and stuff. But after a while, that really hurt, so my friend was like, "Dude, just put your hand in your pocket. No one will ever notice." I'm like, okay, that's not such a bad... Wait a minute. I mean, could you just imagine me, a guy who looks like he was cast for the show Mindhunter, just with my hand shaking in my pocket? It's not a good look for me. I mean, and my voice cracks, but every once in a while, it just squeaks. So imagine seeing this walking down the street. Woman walks by with a baby in her pram, gets to me and goes, "Oh, fuck that." My girlfriend's been trying to help out too. She's like, "Dan, but you should be optimistic. I mean, there are celebrities with Tourette syndrome." And I'm like, "Yeah, but none of them sound like they swallowed a rubber duck." I mean, like, could you just imagine celebrities with the same tics as me? Like, take Barack Obama, for example. He has the greatest voice of all time. Imagine him when he was president being like, "My fellow Americans. We have a serious problem here in the States. And we need to start taking things seriously. Because at the end of the day, we need to start taking matters into our own hands." For some reason, I'm thinking about Trump with Tourette's. I feel like that's just irresponsible. It'd be like, "Look, I know all the Tourette's, okay? Trust me, believe me, I am friends with all the tics." Come to think about it, this would have made so much more sense with Trump. He would have been grabbing himself by the pussy. That's what I'm saying. But the thing about optimism, like makes you hopeful, makes you feel good about yourself. Pessimism keeps you prepared. Like I recently traveled to Sweden with my friends in my show, My Voices Have Tourette's. And it was the first time that some of them have traveled with me. So when we were at the airport, I had to explain to them that, like, when you look like this, airport security sucks. And Tourette's really does not help. Like, sure, my hand shakes a lot, but when I'm in stressful situations, my head does this. So imagine seeing this walking through airport security like, We just heard a guy go, "Yeah, that masturbating Jesus guy with the cocaine. We're definitely talking to that guy." Optimism led to some great things, though. Like, it led to me having my show. It led to me... I actually met my girlfriend because of my show. Because she was a fan of the show and wanted to book me for a gig. And I also found out that apparently I'm the 4th person with Tourette syndrome she's dated. And I don't know how I feel about that. Because I didn't think until now that I was a fetish. Now, I told this once, I said I was the 2nd or 3rd guy. She was in the audience and fucking corrected me. She was like, "No, you're actually the 4th. Like, is there a fucking Tourette dating app that I'm not aware of? But instead of sending dick pics, you send tick pics? We were on the bus the other day with, we were sitting in our seat. This couple sits next to us with a dog. I'm sitting in my seat and I'm like, and like a magic trick, the dog comes right over to me. Like, fuck, am I like a Tourette Dr. Doolittle over here? What else do I know in dog? I'm like, this time the dog is like, "Oh, what the fuck?" After the 3rd time, he just fucks off. So I started thinking, maybe I only know one thing in dog. And I just keep repeating it over and over again. And maybe it's like the American thing where I'm like, "Hi, how are you?" The dog is like, "Oh, I'm good, how are you?" "Hi, how are you?" After the 3rd time, the dog walks away going, "Fucking foreigners." I was actually thinking back recently to one of the first experiences I had in Iceland. When I got here, I caught the end of an American tourist asking an Icelander for directions, At the end of it, the American goes, "All right, God bless y'all." The Icelander went, "No thanks." Actually, when I was in Sweden, though, I found out about a tick I didn't know about. Apparently, occasionally I do this. So I was walking into one of the venues in Sweden, and I was doing that, and a guy behind me goes, "Psst, psst, hey you, hey guy." Actually, this was Sweden, so it was probably Shirney, Verny, Horny, Bork, Bork. IKEA. I turn around, I'm just like, "What's up?" And he goes, "I think I can get you what you're looking for." This fucking dude thought I was looking for cocaine. So I had to explain to him, I'm like, "No, you see, I have Tourette syndrome. It's one of my tics." The fucker gave me a disability discount. But before I go, does anyone remember the movie A Quiet Place? Yeah, I went to see that movie in theaters. It was a terrible idea. For those of you who don't know, this is a movie about a world where if you make a sound, a monster kills you. So the whole movie is silence, and I sound like Mickey Mouse getting fondled. I don't know. So to paint the picture for you, I'm sitting in my seat in the theater. It's a scene in the beginning where the family is like walking outside. Some people are just like, "Oh, I know that scene." There's like this kid has this toy that has no battery in it, so it doesn't make any sound. His brother puts a battery in it, makes these like the lights. It lights up like crazy. It's making all these sounds, loud music, and everyone in the theater is just like, and they're like on the edges of their seats, and I'm sitting in my seat and I'm like, people are like, "Will you shut the fuck up?" I'm like, "I'm trying." Gets to the point where so many people are telling me to shut up that I'm like, "You know what? I'm gonna leave. Fine." And then I was like, "I'm gonna make a point." So I stood in front of the entire room and I'm like, "You know what? I should be allowed to stay like any other person." And someone in the back shouts, "Oh, he was just masturbating the whole time." I'm like, no, it's my tick." "Your dick?" "No, it's one of my ticks." "How many dicks do you have?" I'm like, "No, I have Tourette syndrome. It's a tick." And someone goes, "Oh, do you want some cocaine? I'll get you a hell of a disability discount." Thank you, I'm Dan Zarin.
Dan Zarin, everyone! That was awesome. Next comedian coming on stage is my favorite comedian in the city, of course. But he's nothing short of hilarious. So please welcome to the stage the very funny Hans, everyone! Yeah!
Thank you. I'm actually not that small. That's more like it. What's up? I know what you're all thinking right now. You're thinking, who is this hot piece of eye candy just walked up on stage? Put some sugar on me, baby. What's up? Thank you. Any single ladies in here? That's why they never say they're always like, "Nope, not you. No, but I was up. But I stutter. I have a little thing called a stuttering, and I actually stutter. Not like him. He doesn't actually stutter. It's just like a. Not the real thing. Don't worry about it. No, but by the way, this microphone smells like beer. It's potent. Potables. Anyway, I stutter, and I have to tell you that I stutter. Because if I don't, this shit's gonna get weird. Because when I go on stage and I forget to tell people that I stutter, they're all like, does he know? And I do, because I have abs in my jaw. And that's the only abs I have in my body. But, what's up? No. You know what, I have 10 brothers and sisters, and they're all like, very happy.
they have like, girlfriends and boyfriends. And some of them have like, girlfriends and boyfriends, but that's a completely different thing. But I'm in a damp basement in Reykjavik, so what's up? Oh, what's up? No. Now, do you mind if I get a little bit offensive? And I'm only asking you for permission because no. I was thinking about this joke the other day, and don't worry about it, I can say these things because I'm retarded. What? How does Down syndrome Formula 1 sound? Nice. That joke is actually much funnier in Spanish, but adios. No. But speaking about Spanish, I used to live in Spain for 20 years. What's up, senoritas? Boom, boom. And I was just finishing university. And in order to be able to finish my university education, I had to do a French oral exam. And I know what you're thinking. Well, you're thinking, Hans, by the way, that joke we said earlier was very offensive, but also, should you really be doing oral exams? And no, I shouldn't, because not my natural born talent. My natural born talent is mostly just me walking around Reykjavik going, Oompa loompa, and I'm not talking like 2004 family friendly Child in the Chocolate Factory. I'm talking 1950s midgets in blackfish Child in the Chocolate Factory. It's offensive on many levels, and I like it. But yeah, so I had that French oral exam, and I had to pass it to be able to graduate. So I walked into the classroom, and they're like, "Hey Hans, we're gonna ask you some questions." The Spanish, by the way. So you want to? So they go, "Okay, Hans, so tell us something about you, blah blah." And I go, "Bonjour, je m'appelle Hans." And they go, "Oh." And they go, "And A for Hans." And I'm like, "Gracias." Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, my time is up. Hasta luego.
How's everyone? If you have any complaints, just direct them to our Facebook page. Next comedian on stage and closing out tonight's show is none other than my most preferred comedian in the metropolitan area. Please welcome to the stage, incredibly funny, Mr. York Underwood, everyone! Awesome!
You guys feeling good? Yeah. You guys look good. Holy shit, crossed arms, turtleneck, what's going on? You wear a turtleneck to a bar, you're serious. On a Friday night, turtleneck, this is fucking awesome. You're a sexy dude. You ever fuck a dude before? Let's get down to brass tacks, what are you into? I like this sort of shit. It's cool because I don't know if you know the climate in comedy, you can't be sexually threatening to women anymore. So everyone has to pretend to be half a fag in order to get away with shit. Except to walk on stage and be like, "Yeah, I like dudes now because otherwise I'm gonna be in the newspaper." Bullshit. So now all my sexual harassment is the dick way. It's good. How about you? 2 buttons undone? You serious? No chest hair, ginger, and freckles? Let's do this. That's a party. My mom said a face without freckles is like a night without stars. I don't have freckles. My mom's a bitch. How do you like that? That's so pissing me off. That's good. We have a lot of people in the crowd. Everyone's doing good.
Nice. Not a lot of drinkers right here, am I right? Not big drinkers, no? I'm gonna just like guess. We have a bunch of different religions in the crowd. You guys like the Christ jokes though, right? That's what I've learned about religious jokes. You figure out what people aren't, and then you just make fun of those guys. Like most of the time in Iceland, I'm like, hey, I want to fit in. I'm like, I'm just gonna make fun of the Jews. And all these blonde-haired guys are like, yeah, they're terrible. It's so funny when you hear Icelanders be like, yeah, Jews are bad at banking. It's like, yeah, right, yeah, Iceland, yeah. Yeah, you guys are experts at banking. Wow, if anyone's good at banking, it's Iceland. Fucking blonde-haired rip-off artists, the whole thing. It's good. But I'm a religious dude, you know? How you like that shit? I don't know. Christ, huh? You guys like Jesus? What's your opinion on Jesus? You don't know him personally? Me neither. I think it's a bullshit thing chicks tell me in order to get me to stop drinking. Like, hey, do you have a personal relationship with Jesus? I'm like, I don't have a personal relationship with anyone because I'm 30. I'm 33 years old and I'm male. That means I don't have friends anymore. That's it. If you're 30, like, you know how it is. I'm 33 years old, the same age Christ was when he died. You know? Supposedly. He didn't really die in our hearts, though, right? Great guy. Sexy dude, though. You have to admit, in today's climate, with all the fatties, come on. Jesus is a sexy guy. Like, I was born before there was dial-up internet porn stuff, you know? I had to jerk off to whatever was on my wall. That was Michael Jordan and Jesus. That's it. There's only so many times you can jerk off to some black dude's calf before you're like, I gotta move on. This is too much. Then you have Jesus hanging above you doing the Buffalo Bill. Did you fuck me? I'd fuck me. And he's so skinny you can see his ribs, so you get a little Holocaust fantasy. Oh, that's beautiful. You know what I'm talking about? Like, dum, 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 dum. Step out of the line for a line. Beautiful. Beautiful. You guys are in a good mood. I like it. You're having fun. You're drinking. Everyone's drinking on a Friday night. Woo! Look at you. Fuck yeah. You know what the best thing about drinking is? Continuing to do it no matter what other people say. That's my opinion. Everyone's like, oh, you should stop. And you're like, nah, fuck it. I'm going to go for it. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I've lost weight recently. Yeah, 20 kilograms. Oh, yeah, that's serious. I'm part of the beautiful people. Thank you. Amazing. I'm skinny, I'm good looking. You know, like you, sort of, you know? It's nice. You know how it is. But I lost 20 kilograms. My whole life is different. Like, when I was fatter, I'd go to the bar and I'd be like, woo! They're like, oh, you're such a fat, drunk asshole. I lose 20 kilograms. I can wear a t-shirt without being embarrassed. All of a sudden, they're like, hey, yeah. And I'd be like doing the same thing, acting the same way. And they're like, oh, that's just him. He's adorable. This is beautiful. But you know, it's like, you're a pretty person, you know? You're a pretty person, right? World is different when you're pretty. Don't you agree? Look at it. How much does a beer cost? You have no idea. That's what I'm saying. You just live in a world where you're like, I'm pretty, beer's bought for me, that's how it works. It's wonderful. But I lost 20 kilograms for the same reason everyone loses 20 kilograms in their 30s. I got a divorce. Hey, like that shit. Huh? Divorce is beautiful. Divorce is like a wedding, except you lose more shit, but it costs the same amount. It's weird. It's nice. One guy's like, fuck it. Let's do it. But it's true. And the reason is we got married too young, obviously. You know, 30. It's a little bit too young to get married, I think. You don't know who you are. I was still a young guy. I was still figuring shit out. And like she didn't know stuff about me. I didn't know stuff about her. Like, she didn't realize that my mental illness was far more progressed than I let on at the beginning of the relationship. Because I don't know if you guys noticed all the comedians who came on stage tonight, but they're insane. There is no one who comes on stage to make people laugh and you're like, yep, they're right in the head. That's a great idea. What a great idea to go and do comedy. That'd be wonderful. And I'd come on stage and be like, ah, my dad never loved me! Ah! And she'd be like, oh, that's so adorable. That's wonderful. And then 3 years in, she's like, that's who he is. This is terrible. I need to get out of here. But I learned stuff about her. Quit shushing people. Just tell them to shut the fuck up. I learned something about her. You know what it's like. Don't cross your arms, turtleneck. Listen to me. I learned something about her that's very serious. I didn't know when we first started dating. She has something called sleep apnea. Do you know what sleep apnea is? It's very simple. Sleep apnea is when you're so fucking stupid, you can't breathe when you're asleep. All you have to do is fall asleep, and she fucks it up. It's terrible. But I'm no better. I'm a 33-year-old man. I hurt myself sleeping the other day. Yeah, how do you hurt yourself sleeping? I went to bed, I was fine, I woke up, had a limp. What the fuck is that? You know, I'm trying to go have a little bowl of cereal. And because I'm a guy, I don't go to the doctor. No guy goes to the doctor right off the bat. You don't go to a doctor unless something's clearly broken or clearly leaking. That's it. I did what every adult male does in their 30s. I called my mom. Now, a little thing about my mom, she's not a medical expert. Or an expert on anything, apparently. She just follows whatever she finds on the internet. So I talked to her and I'm like, hey Mom, I have this problem. She's like, yeah, I can fix it. I can fix it. I've been reading a lot about medicine. Apparently doctors are all in a conspiracy. You shouldn't get pharmacy drugs ever. There's this Native American cure for any problems you have, and it'll fix everything. And I'm like, what? And she sends me this bottle. There's like a guy with feathers on his head. And then you look at it, and it's like, this fixes your problems. And I read it, and it's like the active ingredients are glucosamine sulfate and chondroitin. Yeah, I'm not a history buff or a buff of anything, but I don't think that the Plains Indians had glucosamine sulfate and chondroitin. I don't mean to be a skeptic here, but I don't think there was I don't think Chief Running Water was sitting in the teepee. Some young buck comes in from the buffalo hunt with a hurt leg, and he's just like, Chief Running Water turns to him, glucosamine sulfate. In the gel cap, don't take more than 2 a day. Call me a skeptic. Call me a skeptic. What's this?
It's not mine.
It's not yours? Oh, you did the circle thing to me? Jesus Christ, you're trying to impress your girlfriend? That's all you got? My God. Good luck, guys. I have a thing where a lot of people are drinking, but a lot of people aren't, obviously, in the front. But drinking isn't bad, right? I was told that alcoholism is terrible. That's what my ex told me before the divorce. She was just like, alcoholism is a disease. I'm like, yeah, but the best disease ever. I don't know if you guys know how life works, but you're all going to get a disease and die. Every single one of you. And everyone you care about, they're all going to die too, of a disease. But if you have to choose a disease, alcoholism's the best one. By far. Spin the wheel of diseases. You're like, oh, what's this disease? Skin eating disease. What does that entail? Your skin is eaten. That's terrible. You spin again, they're like, oh yeah, here's a disease you get. And you're like, what is it? Alcoholism. What does that entail? Massive good times all the time. Fuck, I'll take that. The only caveat, your kids will be poets. I'm like, oh, fuck, whatever. The world needs poetry. What? That was the thing you were mad at of all this? You're like, no, fuck poetry. I've heard enough bullshit tonight, but poetry is dead. It died with T.S. Eliot. The wasteland was all there was. That's good. I recently got into a relationship. It was interesting. I got into a relationship with a person who has kids. I didn't know that at the beginning. You know, I just had a great one-night stand where I woke up and the breakfast options were amazing. You sleep over at the house, you open up the cupboard, and you're like, every type of cereal? Who is this? This is what, Lucky Charms? Hello, Lucky Day! You have an Xbox? This is great! Then a midget walks in the room and you're like, what the fuck did we do last night? Oh, you have kids. Beautiful. It's good though. People should have kids, right? Why not? Do you have kids? No? Why not? Turtleneck? Why doesn't she have kids?
Well, it's complicated.
It's complicated? Do you got a dick issue? What's your dick situation? You don't have okay. I'll tell you, it's really easy to do. It's cum and pussy. That's it. That's how you make babies. Idiots do it all the time. I don't know if you've seen The World. It's terrible. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have kids. You know, if you think about it, I don't know if I got the right genetics for it. You know, I don't have a strong enough chin. You know? How many weak chins do you need in this world? Not many. I'm 33 years old, all my friends on stage, and you saw a bunch of comedians, they're in their 20s. I don't know if you know this about guys in their 20s these days, whenever their life is like a little bit weird, they're like, yeah, you know what, now I'm bisexual. Because that's how you do it in Iceland, because this is an island, you want to double your options when you get dumped. Yeah, I'm a bisexual now. And like, yeah, I get it, we're in a fucking island. And they're like daytime bisexual, not like nighttime bisexual. Daytime bisexual is serious. Nighttime bisexual is like, hey, we're at after party, the girls left and we still have blow. Who wants to suck a dick? Let's do this! And of course, you don't buy enough beer, so your mouth is just dry, and you're like, I'm sorry! Sparks are flying. It's disgusting. Sparks are flying? I listen to too much Bonnie Tyler. The daytime bisexual? Are you kidding me? That's serious business. That's fucking awesome. These guys are just like, yeah, I'm a bisexual now, whatever, I fuck dudes and fucking chicks and stuff. Whatever. And like, I've always been into the whole sex thing, you know, since I was young. So I was like, yeah, I get it. What are you going for? He's like, yeah, I'm a bisexual. I'm like, yeah, but I'm like, who do you sleep with? He's like, you know, other 20-year-olds. I'm like, well, that's not bisexual. Come on. If you fuck 20-year-olds, you just like fuck hope. That's it. Just like beauty and high definition skin. If you want to know if you're bisexual or not, you have to wait till you're 50. Have you ever gone to a bar and seen a 50-year-old dude? Someone with a baseball cap on, big belly and a mustard stain on his shirt? And you're like, yeah, I'll suck that guy's dick. That's bisexual. That's serious. Like, as soon as you have to lift something up that's sweaty, you're a fucking real bisexual. Sorry, it doesn't work very well. I don't care, I just love this! This is who I am. I was born this way. You get a little Harry Potter scar from the mustard stain. Oh, that's beautiful. Is that a mustard lightning bolt? That's delicious. That's a delicious lightning bolt. That's true, though. That's true. It's terrible. It's crazy. Now you laugh? Fucking late is fun. It's tough out there. You're just picturing it now, aren't you? This is the same problem I have all the time with stuff, you know? My ex dumped me because I wasn't adventurous enough. She said I was too vanilla sexually. She's just like, oh, you're too boring. And she'd always try and put a finger in my ass. And I was like, no, thank you, okay? I'm just trying to deal with the whole fact that I'm going to disappoint you with my dick. I don't need to disappoint you with my shit pussy as well. That's what I call my asshole, by the way. Shit pussy. And then she'd always say the same thing. She's like, hey, what if you like it? I'm like, that's what I'm afraid of. What happens if I found out I liked it? Would I have to go to the doctor and he's like doing a prostate exam? And I'm just like, you got 2 fingers, don't be chintzy. Fuck me in my shit pussy, doctor. Good night.
York, go do it, everyone! Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this has been great. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight's show was completely free, but it's not kind of free. It's like a pay what you want. I have this box here, right? And hey, we do a show here every night of the week, and all of them are free. And I think that's honestly amazing. In a country where we charge you to look at lights in the sky. Okay, so I have this box here. I'm going to put it on your table. If you had a good time tonight, consider putting something in this box and then just pass it on to the next table. And obviously you're not going to put anything in the box, so just pass it on to the next table, please. Like chlamydia, you should know. It's easy. So ladies and gentlemen, here at the end of the show, I want to ask you for one final round of applause. You see, we cannot do stand-up comedy without an audience. We tried. It was weird. It was so weird. So I want to ask you, Curtis, like, I'm so thankful for you guys, and I want the last and the final round of applause here to go out to you guys, my favorite audience in the city. So let's hear it for you. Let's put your hands together for you for coming out. You guys have been amazing. Now the show is over, but our night is not. We're going to have karaoke afterwards, so stick around. Thank you so much. My name is Gísli Jóhann. Have a good night.